Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are talking Ready to Love season 4 episode 3. We're going to talk a little bit about Alexis and Troy. So if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash that like button and drop a comment down in the comment section below. So let's jump into this video. So as I stated, we're going to talk about aggressive Alexis and a little bit about Mr. Tricky Troy, because these two cast members actually stood out a lot in today's episode. So let's start off with Alexis, because at the beginning of the episode, Alexis definitely had made it known that she was going to get off to a great start and just dive in deep with this thing. I mean, she was definitely mixing and mingling and trying to, be able to get around to let everybody know that she is here and that she is here to find the person that she's ready to love. Now, it's interesting that one of the people that she talked to was Troy, which we're going to get into him a little bit later. But in this particular scenario with Alexis was picking up the fact that he was kind of a little putting the smooth grooves on her, and she wasn't feeling it. It was one thing that she's the aggressive type, but I don't think she was really feeling Troy being tricky and aggressive with her as well. So she kind of gave him the little church hug and she kept it moving, because she definitely wasn't feeling Troy. And Troy was not only scoping her out, but he was also making a whole bunch of other people his number one, because he also said that she was, but like Alexis said, he seemed like he got more than just one number one. So I don't think she liked his aggressiveness. But she did have a date with AJ at this little candle shop. And they were supposed to pick out a couple candles and, they were enjoying the scents. And I think they even had to make some candles, right? So one thing, AJ was really excited about it because, he really is interested at this time in trying to get to know Alexis. And he said, I kind of want to see, she's got she's looking good. She's a pretty woman, but I want to see what else comes with her looks. Well, he definitely got an earshot, because when it got to the point when they were starting to really get comfortable, she definitely got comfortable. And the little innuendos and the comments and the over-sexual references that she was making about being moist and how long does it take to put it in and stuff like with the wax, I got to get it hard. And she thought that she said, look, we grown folks. We should be able to have conversations about sex. And AJ was like, well, yeah, we grown and everything. But the thing with AJ is that AJ was more of, we shouldn't be leading with that. It's a little bit too aggressive for him. But it wasn't stopping her, because she was going to be her no matter what. And guys, let me know what you think about this. I mean, was she too overly aggressive being herself? Or, hey, for some people, hey, they might not have a problem with it. But AJ wasn't feeling it. And as much as he definitely held it together on their candle date, I don't know why she didn't pick up the cues in his facial expressions, that it was just a little bit too much for him. And, she kept going. She was like, again, we're grown. Why can't we talk about this? And, AJ was like, I kind of want to see, more of her versus the sexual references and innuendos and the comments. And he also was saying that, sometimes sex kind of clouds your judgment. And he wanted to make sure that when he found somebody, he didn't want to start off that way. So it definitely started off one way with him wanting to get to know Alexis. But on the flip side, it was a turnoff for him because she was way too aggressive with him. And I think he wanted her to slow down a little bit. And the thing is, hey, I just don't think maybe they're a match. Let me know what you think. She's definitely feeling him because she likes a tall, dark-skinned brother. But AJ is like, it's just too much. It was just way too much for all of the comments that she was making. So again, let me know what you think down in the comments section. Was she a little bit too aggressive with him? Or whether he just, thought it was too much. And I mean, everybody has the right to choose what they want. My personal opinion, I mean, she needs to find somebody who can take that type of conversation. And he needs to find somebody who enjoys a different style of conversation. I mean, communication is one thing. She put it all on the table, but he wasn't ready for it. Obviously. I mean, it's not to say he wouldn't be open to it. It's just the fact that not right now. It was a little bit too soon for him. So they also did a group date. Alexis was on that group date and she was doing it again. AJ heard it from across the room and it definitely made him feel some kind of way like, wow, here she is again. Now, for some people in the room, I mean, obviously Diedrich didn't find a problem with it, but AJ was just not feeling it because he kept saying in his confessionals, she's just doing too much. So, I mean, she definitely came cross aggressive for a person that couldn't handle that type of conversation. But, the thing is, there are some people that obviously really like that conversation. And there are some other aggressive people there outside of Troy, But, let me know what you think because, Jason had no problem with aggressive Alexis. So, some people it's a turn on, some people it's a turn off. You got to know your audience. Sometimes you come too much, you're going to push somebody away. And Alexis definitely did that with their conversation. So at the end of the episode, AJ did speak of it again. He said that Alexis is up there on his list, but that was that one thing about her aggressiveness. So we'll see how far she goes. Let's talk about Tricky Troy now. So we already had the conversation that we saw with Alexis, and Alexis thought that he was a little bit too tricky and too aggressive for her. Well, it looks like Troy was making his rounds. I mean, he was walking around pretty much calling everybody his number one and giving this little suave look to everybody. And let's talk about this group date for a minute, because if he had his sights on Andrea, and I mean, they were, you see, he has this go-to move, it seems. He cracked that smile and he put them big old eyes on them. And it just, obviously, it's something that makes some women melt. And definitely she was one of them. So in the process of it all, Amber decided to make a sandwich out of him. And he was feeling really cozy in between the two of them. That's what he called it, a sandwich. And it definitely didn't deter him because he had one on one side and he had the other girl on the other side. And then he, kind of switched his seat to kind of get Amber comfortable and, having a conversation and trying to, get to know her. And, Andrea just basically turned her head a little bit like, okay, what's going on? I'm going to let this ride. But when I get my opportunity, I'm going to have my conversation back with Troy. And sure enough, right in the midst of all of that, he did turn around and have that conversation back again with Andrea, all to the point where it became a whole cuddle session with those two and kikiing and laughing. And of course, Amber is looking at Andrea and Troy like, what the heck is going on? And what is he doing? He went from me to her and back and forth. And he's in, and I know the other women have been seeing him get around. Now, the question remains is, how far can he continue this? Because if these women buy into, what he's putting out, somebody's feelings is going to get hurt. And I could see this imploding in the end. And I know Amber wants no part of that. She was like, what is this? She gave them that look like, I know he ain't just, he got through talking to me. And now he's sitting up here all up in her neck, kissing and hugging on her. And so then, it was just, it's interesting to watch because, I see his go-to move. It's one thing with Alexis being aggressive, but then he has this kind of playeristic, suave, throw that smile, throw them eyes, put his body in a certain disposition. And when he was talking at the end of the episode, when they had to, do an elimination with Tommy, he's giving a description of, who he won and the several women that he's into. And of course, the guys is just shaking their head because they know he's getting around talking to everybody. Look at his facial expression. He definitely knows how to kind of put it on the women when he talked to them. And like Tommy said, there's 10 women here. And if you're going to try to at least put it on 5 of them, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. So we'll see. So let me know what you think about aggressive Alexis and tricky Troy. Let me know what you think and what your thoughts are. So let's do our post notification shout out. If you want to be shouted out, drop a comment. I will see you and shout you out. The first one goes to Lezifi Dalmini. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. And of course, my ride or die Hope Ely. Thank you so much. You've been with me from day one. I appreciate your comment and your support. So until next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.